Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Now today we're going to revisit a car which I bought last year, and I made a long 17-18 minute video out of it and I sung its praises. Well, I might be kind of going back on my words just a little bit. So let's revisit the Maverick Quantum Flux Plus XT. Now, I was really impressed with this car when I first bought it, mainly for the fact it's so cheap. At the moment, these are £199 brand new, which is an absolute steal. Now, I took it out for its first run and nothing broke whatsoever. It came back in one piece, which is the first time in a long time any of my RC cars have come back in one piece. But since then, things have gone rapidly downhill. Now, I'll put a link to the first video in the description in case you haven't seen it, which explains all the parts which are from the original Quantum series and which parts are new for this Quantum. So, let's go through the parts that are broken chronologically. So the first time I took this out, it came back completely unscathed. I was really impressed, hence in the first video I raved about it. Now, the second time I took it out, the cup links, so these centre drive cups, so the front and rear diff cups, these both came loose, and no matter how much I tightened them, they just kept coming loose every time. So in the end, I replaced them with the HD drive cups, which are only cheap. They're about £10 for the pair. I completely stripped down the front and rear ends, put some thread lock on them and tightened them super tight, and since then, fingers crossed, they've been fine. Now, the second thing that broke was the wing mount. Now, I replaced that with this HD wing mount, which is a bit like a little bumper in there, which is good. That's not broken since. Next up, the rear centre brace. I've taken both the centre braces off in the end, but the mount for the rear centre brace snapped. I super glued that back together because these braces don't do much anyway, to be fair. And then the reason I had to take those braces off because both of these drive shafts are significantly bent. And I bent the front one back into shape a couple of times. It keeps on bending, and I'll replace it eventually, but right now, what's the point? Now, one of the things that broke more recently was this gearbox housing. Now, this is something that is known to break on the original Quantum Flux series, and they're only cheap. They're about £5.50, £6, but they're a pain in the butt to change, and they break regularly. It's one of the weak parts. It's one of the weak parts of the car. Now, most recently, one of the arms is gone on the bottom here. You can't see it. I can get it in the light for you, but basically, a part's worn away under there that you can't see. So it will still run, but I've got some nice new arms to go on there to take it out again. Now, the most obvious thing that's wrong with this car at this moment in time is this hang on. Okay. Is this rear shock. Which one is it? One of them's completely gone. This car's making a right liar out of me today. Yeah, so basically this part down here is completely stripped away from the shock body, and all the liquid came out. So I'm going to replace that. I've got some FTX shocks knocking about. I'm going to pop them on before we take it out again today. Well, I'll say today. This video is going to take me about a week to make in total, so in a couple of days. But in this video, we'll take it out again today. And I want to take this to a skate park. Right, so back from the skate park, guys, and I've got to say, the Maverick did really well. In fact, much better than I expected. I think I hit some 20-foot jumps today. It's the furthest I've jumped it. It's got some double backflips in. My God, I'm impressed. Now, obviously, the last jump there, the last double backflip, I nosedived it, which is my fault. It's not the car's fault. And then it stopped working. Now, I had a quick look at the car, and I think I know what the problem is. In fact, I'll show you now. It's quite an obvious problem. What could the problem be? Could it be that really bent drive shaft there? Look at that. That is massively bent. And, you know, it's not really the car's fault. I took the centre braces off, like I said in the earlier part of the video. And it did nosedive it from about 20 foot in the air. So I can't really blame the car for that. The good thing about that being bent, though, is I can take it out, straighten it up and use it again. So that won't actually cost any money to do. But other than that, I can't see anything wrong with the car whatsoever. But I'm just going to have a good look around the car and see if anything else is broken. Even these shocks are straight, which is impressive. Side note, by the way, these FTX shocks are very, very similar to these Maverick shocks. Plastic shock body. Plastic shock body. Aluminium top cap, adjuster cap and bottom cap. Aluminium top cap, adjuster cap and bottom cap. They're very, very similar. Same size as well. I wonder if they came from the same factory. Anywho, I can't see any of the damage at all. This car did really, really well. And the point of this video was to point out this car is actually quite weak. And go back on the first video and second video that I made. But it's done exceptionally well. So I think realistically, this is actually quite a good car to buy. Not as good as I thought originally, maybe. Not as bad as some people say. But especially for the money, £199 is nothing for a basher these days. You know, some of these things are going for over £1,000. So I think for £199, I still think this is a tremendous piece of kit. Just be prepared. If you don't land it on the wheels, something might break, especially if you drop it from if you land from some kind of height as well. Anyway, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.